Hey guys, Katie Everson here. I just wanted to show you some of the message bots that I use, and this is specifically for the marketplace. I actually use message bots for like my Facebook ads. You can do landing pages with it, but I really only solely use message bots. I don't use landing pages anymore. I don't use the lead ads on the Facebook ads either, so I really only just use the message bots. But this is specifically for the marketplace, and most people don't know how to pull those leads from the marketplace. When you get leads in from the marketplace, when you're posting stuff in there, it actually comes into your personal messenger, which can be a huge pain because they're all coming into your personal messenger. There's no way to mark them if you followed up. In this particular ad, you can see it was viewed almost by 45,000 people, and I've had over 1,100 people respond. Something with the Facebook Marketplace that I've realized, the more you answer right away, the more that they come in. So I've literally had to, and I've only renewed this one time. So this was like a one-time deal. It happened before, and I think I got like 900 messages from it, but I didn't really have this system in place. Um, and that's a lot of messages to get in, a lot of messages to go through. So I didn't really utilize it the way that I should have, but I now have this system in place and it works really well. If you have any questions, please let me know. This is pretty intricate, and it's not just like entry-level bots or something like that. So you will have to kind of get an idea of Manychat. That's who I use for my message bots. You're going to have to get in there and play around. This is not a how-to tutorial of how to use Manychat and work through Manychat. So you're going to have to do that, before this or on your own. So the ad that I have is just for a home buyers program. So it's just people learning about the home buyers program, and I've got just a picture up of some of a regular house. Let's see if I can. So I've just got pictures up here, and then it's just I have it listed as free. Thinking about buying a home this year. I list out some, talk about owner financing, and I have it in the Dallas area. You can do it in different locations if you want to. Interestingly enough, I've actually created a following in the marketplace. I didn't know that that was a thing, but I post all of my listings and everything in the marketplace as well. Also, some other stuff too. So, but I post all my listings in the marketplace. But I just want to show you guys how this works. So, I do a lot of the marketplace stuff actually from my phone. You get more features on your phone that you can utilize it as opposed to doing it on the desktop. So something that you can do on your phone is when you go into the marketplace from your app, you can actually click. So people, like when you're seeing this, good morning, is this available? How many ever people respond that, or you can group it together. So you can click 50 people at one time and then send the same message out. So what I've done is created some shorthand messages within my cell phone. So I'm going to go into that person real fast, if I can find them. And I'm doing this for my cell phone. I wish that you guys could see it, but I'm going to do it for my cell phone. So the first thing that I do, so I don't know if it's this way on the Android or not, but on my cell phone, you have those short messages. Like if you write, BRB, it'll write out, be right back. So that's what I've done. So with this first one, I just type out start. Let's see if it'll pop up on the screen. It should. Or not. It typically pops up, so let's click. Oh, there you are. Okay. So good morning, is this available? Yes, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? So this is my shorthand text that I actually have set up in my phone. This is really important, especially when you have this many messages. And I've perfected this just kind of over the last couple of months. And this pretty much goes with everything. If not, then I delete out yes. So I still do start, and this comes up. Um, so if you guys are ever texting me and I'm typing really fast and you get one of these responses, it's because I've typed start. I should probably change it to something different than start. Um, but I've done this so many times when I've texting, I've written this out, and I'm like, dang it. So they typically respond yes, like yes, it's okay. So then I have another one. Let's see. Actually, we'll just go back into this. So then I have another one where I send this one. So I type in link on my phone. I'm sending a link to my business messenger. I can better follow up there. So this one is really important, and I find that this really, really helps. A lot of people don't like the automation of things because they want to know that they can actually talk to a real person. So I'm setting them up to let them know that this is going to be a message bot, but I'm going to be right there. Also, what this does is it moves them off of my personal messenger, and it puts them into my business page. You do have to have a business page for this to work. It'll move them over to my business page. So then from here, I have another link, and I normally don't do it like this. I normally have them respond, but just for this, we're doing it at 7 a.m., so this person's probably not going to respond. So then I have HBP, which is a home buyers program. So I have the link where I'm going to send them to the home buyers program. So here they go. So then they clicked send message, and that's going to dump them into the automated part. And I'll go into this with Manychat and how it flows and everything else and kind of where the magic is. But this is the initial part to it. So sometimes there's some conversations there, but more often than not, about 80% of the time, this is how it's going to go. People are going to say, yes, you can ask some questions, and then I'm going to send you a link. They'll say, sometimes I say, okay, sometimes I just send the link. It just depends if they've read it or they haven't read it on there. So, but once they go here, they are now actually put over into your business messenger on Facebook. So also from there, what that does is now it captures them on the business side of things. So when you are running Facebook ads, you can pixel them as well, which is really important. So on the personal messenger, you cannot do that, and there's no way to keep it organized. In the business messenger, you can, send it to a follow-up file. You can check done. You can star them. You can, there's all kinds of things that you can do in the business messenger that creates it. So that way that you can better follow up in the regular messenger, you cannot. So I created this flow for you guys so that way you can actually see it. Well, I'm going to give you the link to it is what I mean. So that way you can follow through and it doesn't get trapped in the statistics of my other one, because it'll tell you everything, how many people opt in, how, where they ended up, stuff like that. So I've built out this entire flow. Something with Manychat is once you get going and you start building this stuff out, you can copy them. So that way you don't have to just keep building stuff out. I've got one for owner financing as well. So I've inputted a little video here, and you guys will be able to see that like once you opt into it. And it's just a really short, it's 11-second long video. I made the mistake originally. I didn't shrink the video down so it wouldn't fit in here. But I actually have another video that I went and I shrunk it down, and it's a 2-minute long video on another flow that I have. This is in Manychat. It's like $10 a month. It's super cheap. I'm under flows. That's how I created it. Again, I'm not going to go through how to actually create and all the different options that Manychat has because that's not this type of tutorial. But I go through, I ask all of these questions, I set them up, let them know. This right here is actually, so it looks like I'm typing. It gives those 3 bubbles. It gives the 3 bubbles on there, so it looks like I'm typing. I do ask pre-qualifying questions, like what's their credit score. Um, One thing that I found with this, it's really amazing how many people think that they have bad credit and they don't. A lot of people think that they're, a 620 and they have horrible credit and they can't buy a house. And we all know that's a huge misconception. So I keep it pretty simple right here. They also have the option to input their own personal credit score if they want. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta go to edit flow. This is something that's really important. You cannot forget this literally, otherwise this whole thing will not work out. So see these custom fields right here? So I clicked on the input. So this is the multiple choices that pop up that are right here. You can also allow the text input. You have to have these custom fields. And these are all custom fields that I've made. Like, you have to go in and manually make them on there. You have to have this, otherwise this whole thing will not work, and you have to have it for each individual question that you ask, and you'll see why here later on. So what actions? Oh, I think I tagged this one. Home buyers, marketplace. You can put all kinds of tags. So for my listings, I'll put like a price point. I'll put city, 3-bedroom, stuff like that. So you can add in tags so you can come back in later. So your audience that you have in here, you can go back in and put, this person is looking for a 250 price point home, or this person is looking in this city, or this person is owner financing, or it's a home buyer, whatever it is. You can tag those people and go back and actually message them later. So Manychat is a really powerful tool for being really cheap. So I also ask about what their income is. It really honestly doesn't matter. I do get a lot of below the 35,000. I really don't even care to have this in there. It really doesn't matter, because from my understanding is most people, they think that it's lower than what it is. Again, you have to have that custom field for the income on there. So then it moves over to here. And so I want you guys to actually go through this flow so you can see how it works. That's why I created this one here. Actually, let's do, I'm going to create a tag for you guys, and then I'm actually going to delete this one so you guys aren't tagged in the regular home buyers programs. So is anybody purchasing with you? If yes, type in their income. So this lets me know if they do have somebody, like a co-buyer, husband, wife, mom, dad, whatever it is. So it does let me know if somebody else is involved. It's about 50-50. Again, co-applicant, you have to have the custom field. All of this stuff here, by the way, you can change. And you'll see some of these, but you can enter these, you can change them. It's really cool how it works. And then we're going to move over here. So all these seconds here, you can change them as well. It's all, how you want it. You can have longer, you can have shorter, type this stuff out, whatever it is. Don't worry, we're almost done. So something with Facebook, you do want to have some fun with it. So Facebook is a social media platform. You don't have to be completely and totally strictly business. Emojis work really well on Facebook, even with business stuff. And it also works really well with real estate, putting emojis in your ads, just FYI. Do you have a home to sell? Again, maybe they have equity in their home. Sometimes they'll put their address in there and I'll do a CMA. They tell me yes, stuff like that. So what time are you thinking about moving? So all of these are pre-qualified questions. And again, you can't forget your custom fields in here. Super, super, super important. And then we're going to move on to the next one. What area are you wanting to move? I don't have it where it puts like the specific tags, but you'll be able to see it later on in the Google spreadsheet where all of these are dropped in. Now your information, phone number. So here you can actually have them where it puts their email address. And if it does it wrong, if they don't put an actual email address for whatever reason, then they can type the skip button and not give me an email address. This does not really happen that often. For the most part, everybody gives me I automatically get their name, their first and last name for the most part. I would say 99% of the time people give me their email and phone number. Like, it is not an issue. A lot of people, they say that they have trouble getting this information from people for whatever reason. I've never had that, but I've set people up and I've prepared people basically for these questions. And plus, if they're getting this far into it, they're going to give me their information. So what's the best way to get a hold of you? Phone, email, Facebook Messenger. You don't have to ask this. This is just something that I do. So here's this custom field. I had to do it this way because since it's the 3 questions like this. So custom field, preferred contact. The value is going to be the phone. And so down here, you're going to see the value is going to be email. The value is going to be Facebook. This is something that I actually do want to change. So in Manychat, you can insert all of this stuff into Google Sheets. So to kind of give you guys the flow of how this happens, somebody sees my ad in the marketplace, right? They ask, is this available? It's an automated question. I respond with those little questions that we saw earlier, like the short things that I have on my cell phone. I respond with those. It brings them to my business messenger. They go through these series of questions here. Once they are done with the series of questions in here, all of this information that I got actually gets dropped into a Google Sheet. And I'm going to change... this. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to change this here. Let me go back. Oops. So I'm going to have all that up, and you'll see where this is coming in. So all of this is going to get dropped now into a Google Sheet, right? And I'll explain what these are over here in just a minute. Here we go back to Manychat. So in Manychat, you can directly dump all of these into the Google Sheets, like what you saw. I'm testing this out, and this is something that was new. I changed this in the middle of it, kind of messed some things up while I was in the middle of doing this. I think the best way to do this is actually through Zapier and not through Manychat. The reason being is because they have to go all the way to here for you to get that information into the Google Sheet. So if somebody stops here, in the middle, you still have, a lot of their information. It doesn't get dropped into the Google Sheet, and it doesn't get, marked. So when you do with Zapier, there is a delay with Zapier, but all of that information gets put into the Google Sheet. So from here, the next question, or not question, but this is something that I just have set up. It's pretty cool. So in a way to better assist you, they have the option. They tell us if they want to do a home buyer seminar. So I'm probably going to do a home buyer seminar coming up. And in the home buyer seminar, you bring your credit repair guy or woman, you bring your lender, you can bring title, whoever you want, and you invite all of these people that have said yes, that they're interested in a home buyer seminar, and you teach them about the home buying process. And then at the home buyer seminar, you literally can be taking credit apps, and you've got a shit ton of buyers now. So it's pretty cool. In the Facebook group, this whole thing, there's so many options that you can do with Manychat. This is a Facebook group that I have where these home buyers are dumped in. And it'll give them information about the home buying process. Honestly, I have not utilized this home buyers group as much as I should, but I know some real estate agents that has some bomb-ass home buyers groups, and they constantly get people, and you're just nurturing people in this group. They're not in a CRM or anything like that, but they're just nurturing people in this group. It's basically a different type of CRM is kind of how I look at it. If they want to schedule a call, so again, this is just a link. So I use the Acuity scheduling. So here's the link to that. So here, the way that I have it set up, if they want to schedule a phone call with me, they click here. Please don't do this actually, by the way, so that I'm not this. It's too much for me to change this. But you can click and see and all of that, but don't actually schedule an appointment for a phone call with me. So once they go in and schedule the appointment, this is a whole nother app that I have set up. This automatically gets dropped into my Google Calendar and it pops up and I can create different slots. So if I want to take phone calls, Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 9 a.m. to noon, or 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., every day of the week, it only gives them options to do that. So I have one for sellers and then I have, one for buyers as well. So basically they're inputting themselves into my calendar and they're picking times that they can have conversations and we can talk. It'll literally pop up on my calendar. I'm like, oh, I've got an appointment for today. And then I can call them at whatever time that they pick. So this is pretty cool too. I've had several phone calls like this. So here, all of this information, this is pretty cool. I'll go back just so that way you can see this little one. So this is actually somebody, that's opt-in. So somebody has gone in through here. So all of their information is all right here. I don't know what this is. Probably just an accident. So, it'll tell me if they want to do a home buyer seminar, if they're interested in the group. The group, it actually doesn't tell you. It just takes them to the link on there. But the home buyer seminar, they'll answer yes. And then same thing here. So I can actually take this out because I have it set up a different way. So when I'm having conversations with them in my Facebook now on my business page, I ask them, like how close are you to 580? If they're close enough, I use my best judgment with that, and we're kind of testing the grounds with this to see, depending on what they say and their answers. If they're like, yeah, no, I'm right at 580, I'll actually go ahead and send them to my lender. And this is the really, really cool part. And I have it set up in Zapier, and actually I'll pull up Zapier so you guys can. Okay. So that way you guys can see like how it's done on here. So in here, all I have to do, and I have Google Sheets just on my cell phone, so it's just the app. So when I'm talking to somebody and they're like, yeah, I always ask them, is it okay if I send you to a lender? They'll get in contact with you. All I have to do is go into that app and type in an X, and it automatically sends an email to my lender. If I'm talking to them and they want to do credit repair or want to have a conversation, with my credit repair guy, put an X here and it automatically sends them an email with my credit repair guy. So how I have it with the lender, I can actually pick some of these like different options here and they get that information. So I'll show you what that looks like on this end. So again, this is not a tutorial, about how to build and do certain things. I'm just kind of showing you guys. You're going to have to do your own due diligence. Maybe I'll do a video later on some of this stuff if you guys want me to right now, but this is just not a video about that. So actually, let's build it since I have this new. What am I doing? There we are. Okay, so let's do Google Sheets. New spreadsheet row. So all of this stuff you're gonna have to input all of your information. You're gonna have to connect to Google Sheets. You're gonna have to do all of that. This will pull all of the sheets that you have, within this email that you have connected. So I'm picking my marketplace Google Sheets, and this will give you your sheets. See how this all pulls up right here? So I'm gonna put all you guys into a Google Sheet right here. So now it's going to pull some of these samples from the Google Sheet. There's nothing in there, so this may not work. All right. Maybe this won't work to build it. Ah, shit. There's nothing in this Google Sheet, so hold on, let's just do. Yeah, so I'm just gonna enter this stuff and see if it works. I was gonna put something funny and then I didn't. Okay. So let's see if it'll pull. Okay. Here's one. You do have to do the filter. Unfortunately, I figured this out the wrong way because I didn't read the fine print. So only continue if, let's see, I set this up a little while ago. So if I can remember. Boom. Oops. What is my... Oh. So it will send... Oh, hold on. See, I still mess around with this stuff. So send a credit repair here. So here's an email. Sending outbound email to joe@gmail.com. Okay, so here you can do all of this. So you can do last name, right, and then you can enter, so you can enter all the fields that you want. Phone, enter, email. So you can also do like this, do name, phone, email. So you're creating a draft like of an email, right? You can do an attachment. You can do, type your name here, CC anybody. So all this stuff. This is just an email, right? Hopefully Joe doesn't get this, but this is what it'll come up. So the name will have the name next to it. Phone. This is just real quick for you guys, so you get the idea. So we're not going to send a test because Joe@gmail may get it. But this is something like you'll see here. Like here's the spreadsheet. Like you'll get all that information. Continue only if. Send a credit repair. Here's the email that I have for this one. Here's the template. So this is what mine looks like. So name, first name, last name, phone number, email, credit score, preferred contact. Thank you, Katie Apperson. So this is the email that he gets. So basically, legitimately, if I click here, like it gets sent. I now have it where it automatically gets put into my CRM, so I don't need this. I was testing this before and just hadn't deleted that one. So, but these are all, these over here are actual people. These are actual people. Those are all people as well. So this right here is just a test so that way that you guys can see it. So hopefully this wasn't too confusing for you. It's pretty in-depth. But if you guys have any questions, oh, let me show you. Here, I'm missing the most important part. Look how silly I am. Okay, so how to actually get the link in Manychat. It's pretty funny that I almost just didn't tell you the main part. Okay, so once you build out the flow here, this is basically like your what they call the growth tools in Manychat. So you can do landing pages, JSON ads. That's a whole nother thing. So this is what I use. So that it's just creating a link, right? So you're creating a link. So here's what I have for you guys. I believe this is one right here. Yeah. So here's what I have for you guys. You can replace it. You can do any. You can click any of these on here. Anything like that. So and it pulls it in here, and then you click next, and now you have the link. So that link that I sent here, that's this right here. So I take this, put it in my phone, create a shorthand like the HBP, and that's where you get this right here. So you can do the growth tools. Let's go back to new growth tool. So something that I do want to say this, I do Facebook ads as well for my listings. I do comments. So let's say that you want to do a Facebook ad for home buyers. I can have it where the Facebook comments say home buyer or buyer, whatever you want it to be. And so whenever they comment that on that particular post, this will get triggered. So I do that with my listings. So you can see, like, here's a listing that I have. Not all of my ads work. This was one. I didn't get any opt-ins. I used the same thing. It's worked every other time on all of them. This particular one, this ad just didn't work for the location. It was in Lake Dallas. And it is very specific per location. Keep that in mind with anything that you do with Facebook ads. Some ads work phenomenal, and some ads just don't, and it depends on the location. So this is one that I have for a listing. So you can put all these pictures, like I pre-qualify them. I ask if they're working with an agent, if they want to set up a time, all this stuff. I give them more information, here about the listing, all of that stuff. The cool thing is this is actually under contract already. It went under a couple days ago. So, but Manychat is a very powerful tool that you can use for everything. So if you guys go to my Facebook business page, which is Pro Home Connect, you'll see, let's see what people talk about on here. Uh-oh. So this is my business page here. You'll go through and you'll see some of the ads and stuff that I do. So take a look at some things that I do. You're welcome to. If a post looks new, I just ask, try not to opt into it. If it's an older one, maybe I should post one that's saying like, hey, this is a test and you guys can opt into it or something like that. But Manychat is a super, like, just a really powerful tool that you should use for your business. Like, see here, these are all the tags, so I know where they came from. You can do live chat, on your, you can put that on your website. You can put that, I don't think you can put it on your Facebook page. I don't know, but there's places they can opt in on there. Broadcasting is something, so like for all these people for the home buyers program that I have, I now can send a message out to all of them that have opted into it. So it's a pretty cool tool. So if you guys have any questions, just let me know.